Hello everybody, welcome back to Pixie Room Madness. Now today's video I'm going to do for you is on baby blues. It's kind of a depressing thing to talk about, but I want to try and tell people how I felt after having two children, the differences between both, and just express that we go through so many emotions that it's kind of normal to feel that way. Now, when I had my first child, Harry, he's now 19 months, I had a really amazing pregnancy. It was so lovely. I really enjoyed it. You know, I wasn't chasing after another child. It was just lovely. And then my birth was 55 hours and I ended up having a forceps birth, which is horrible enough on its own. But I then had this beautiful baby, and all my friends said to me, oh gosh, when they pass you the baby, the emotions that you feel and you just love it and da-da-da-da. And I got this baby and was like, I'm in so much pain, I don't know what's going on. And I knew that this was my baby and I loved him, but I just didn't feel like everyone had told me I would feel. And I felt so, it makes me sad. I'm gonna come back. Sorry about that, I've pulled it together now. Yeah, I felt such utter guilt that I hadn't bonded with Harry as everyone had told me that I would. And you know, you don't know how you're going to feel after you've had a baby. And for me, as much as I wouldn't admit it to anyone, I felt here, there and everywhere and totally overwhelmed by it all. You know, this fragile little thing that I've created that I'm supposed to love implicitly. And I was like, oh, I'm just going through the motions of changing nappies and I'm in absolute agony and all these things. And I think it's something that as women, we're so proud and we feel that we should be a certain way that we don't talk about it. And, you know, I didn't speak to anyone until 2 months later, until I was feeling better. And then I said to my husband, I really found that so difficult. You know, I really found it hard to bond with Harry. And actually he was feeling exactly the same way because we were arguing so much. And the only way I can say it is when you have a child, it is something that you own equally with someone else. You know, unless you're a single parent. But me and my husband, we brought home this gorgeous little man, and it was something that I had to listen to everything that he said, which I found so hard because I'm so used to being an independent woman to then have to say, what do you think of this and how do you think? Because he's equally his. It's really hard and you argue so much with your partner. Well, we did anyway, because my hormones were here, there and everywhere. So when it came to having Edie, who is now nearly 7 weeks, I was so worried that I would feel the same way and wouldn't bond. And now Harry is my absolute world. Every day I love him more and more and more, which is impossible, you think. And I was like, oh, how can I ever possibly love someone as much as I love Harry? And I ended up having to have a C-section with Edie. And it wasn't an emergency C-section, they sent me in for a C-section. And actually, and I was so worried. And because I didn't have any trauma, well, I don't know if this is the reason, but I loved her so much straight away. And I was so worried. Maybe it's because I'd learned from Harry how to be this way or whatnot. But the day before I went in, I said to my husband, be ready for some crazy hormones because, you know, we remember last time we argued so much. And still, when I got home and I was all over the place, we still argued like crazy. And my husband was like, what is going on? I'm like, babe, I did tell you, my hormones are going to be here, there and everywhere. And he was like, do you know what? Yeah, you did. I'm sorry. I'm not taking it into account what you've been through and, you know, how traumatic it can be and how all these hormones are coming out of you and they've got to go somewhere. And unfortunately, they go towards him shouting. Yeah, I know this is a video a bit rambling, but I think it's really important that we talk about the fact that it's not wrong to feel that way. It's pretty much normal, I think, after the event. And I'm quite open about these things because I think it's really important to know. And I know not every woman is like this, and I know that some women instantly bond, but this is more for those of you that have struggled. You know, I didn't get postnatal depression, and I know that's much more severe, but I think no matter what, you go through a little bit of mentalness after having a child, and I just want to tell people, I think it's quite normal. So those of you that are about to have a child, you may not get this, and hopefully you don't, but if you do, don't question yourself. It's totally normal. It's uncontrollable. It's something you cannot imagine. It's sleep deprivation. It's all of these things all together. And yeah, I know this is a bit of a rambling video, but I think hopefully those of you that are about to have children or have just had children, leave comments. If you want, you can tweet me and ask me if you've got something personal that's going on, and hopefully I can help. I'm not qualified to help or anything, but being a woman that's been through it, and hopefully I may be able to help you a little bit, or just tell you that you're normal. And I think the thing is, we are so proud as women that we try to say, I'm fine, it was amazing, this happened, that happened, and actually hide behind what is really going on in our minds. And mine was, you know, quite difficult, and it took me, and even me who will tell everyone everything, it took me a good few months to be able to say, do you know what, I really struggled with that. It was much harder than I expected. You know, I love my son more than anything in the world, I love my daughter more than anything in the world, but yeah, it was very different to how I expected it to be. And I just wanted to also say, for those of you that are going through it, if you are, it does cut, you do find a tunnel at the end, and it is fine. And yeah, I hope you're enjoying your little one, and I hope you don't get it, and I hope you don't feel baby blues. But for it to have a name, I'm pretty sure that most people do get it. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say, really. And yeah, I'm sending my love to everyone out there. Have a lovely day and evening, whatever you are getting up to, and I'll see you again soon. You take care. Bye bye.